How you doing, guys? It's Andrew at the Warriors Vault. I have another battle report for you today. This is Game 4 of Brawlers. And yep, only Game 4, and that's as far as I got so far. I kind of got a little bit burned out with Warhammer and, just doing the battle reports. And also, YouTube's been so saturated with battle reports after Brawlers that it was good to give it some time anyway. I haven't done a video in 7 days or so, about a week, so I figured time to start punching them out again. Also, I joined a league, so I should have 1,500 point battle reports up soon with my Empire, and I'm also attending a tournament this weekend, a little bit further north than Baltimore, and it is 2,800 points with a real light comp. I'll talk about that a little more later in case anybody else might want to go up to it. That should be 3 games one day. So this is Game 4. If you haven't seen the other 3 games, the links, I'll put them up here. And it's my High Elves versus Roger's Empire, and it was a dawn attack, but it was played a little differently. You were to put 2 units in each one of the 3 sectors for dawn attack, and at the end of the game, if you held fortitude within 6 inches of the center, you get 1,000 points, and if both people have fortitude, then you both get 500 points. So we both used card 5. Which card 5 was, if you flee from an enemy, you get 500 victory points, but you have to flee successfully. But they also give you a D3 to your flee distance. And here's Roger's army here. It's a bit of a light council with 2 steam tanks. For spells, I got Earth, Blood, Flesh to Stone, Throne of Vines, and Dwellers, and he got all kinds of light spells and, of course, 2 banishments. So here's the deployment here. He has actually a cannon back here that you really can't see, and an engineer that's working with that. We have skirmishers, steam tank, hellblaster. Here's the knights and the war altar. He actually joined the knights with the war altar because I was afraid of my shooting, which I didn't even know you could do that, and I play Empire. He has the hurricanum. He has demigriffs. Here's his block of halberdiers with the characters. He has another steam tank and 10 skirmishers. I put my eagle here because I figure if my eagle can fly up to the side, he can assault the war machine. And I kind of waited on the drops until I could drop my archers at the end. And usually I drop them relatively early to try to see where my opponent's going to put all of his stuff. But I specifically wanted to make sure I could kill the Hellblaster with shooting very early on, because I did not want to tear me up. I play Empire. I know how vicious that gun can be. So I waited on his drops, and then I was able to put them here. And I also made sure I wasn't right on the line, so he couldn't. I really don't think Roger's this kind of person, but some people will actually turn it or manipulate it so that it can actually shoot you on the first turn. So if in case he won first turn, I do not want him shooting me. So I'm a little bit further off the line, but of course I have 30-inch range. I put my 2 big blocks in the middle because obviously all the meat of his army is up in the middle, and I need to contest that. And I put the archers to hold the flank, and I have my other units to the far right. So he won first turn, which is actually really bad for me, having such good magic and shooting. And he moves everything forward. I forgot to take a picture. And for magic, he rolls a 4 and a 4. He doesn't really do all that much with magic this phase. He puts 1 wound on the bolt thrower, I think. But for shooting, he shoots the bolt thrower to the far right. And he kills it. It's the cannon with the steam tank. And then my knights run off the board. They wanted no part of what was going on there, and they just booked it right off the board. The other steam tank to the far left, he misfired. I think it misfired, or maybe the cannon misfired. But either way, that's all that really came about through shooting. So High Elves turn 1. So I moved the eagle up aggressively. I moved my white lions up. Now, once again, I said I'm going to definitely get rid of this Hellblaster. So that's why I was able to move up this way. Now, I put my white lions at a point in which his demigriffs normally would be able to charge me, but this is impassable. So he's not going to get the flank charge, but I turned myself so that if he charges me with his knights and his war altar, I'll get the flank charge with my white lions. So that's my thinking there. Eagle up for redirecting. And for magic, I got a 3 and a 3, and I figure, why not? He's not going to hurt me too much with 1 round charge. I can't buff both my units with only 6 dice. So I'm going to go for Dwellers. If Dwellers goes off, Then I could kill some casters. I mean, it would be huge, but of course, it didn't go off. I did get rid of his Dispel Scroll. He didn't want a chance dicing it. I mean, the way I've been rolling at this tournament, he probably 3 dice. He'd probably get 2 6s and stop it anyway, but there it is. And so for shooting, it took almost everything I had, but I was able to kill the Hellblaster. And then I put 2 more shots on the archers over here, and they end up fleeing. So that's good for me. No redirecting. And one of the bolt throwers shoots over here and kills a Demigrath. So that's the end of turn 2. The board looks like this. I mean turn 1, I'm sorry. So Empire turn 2. So these guys run off the board, the archers. And the steam tank misfires, and the right steam tank makes 4 steam points. Now, it may seem like a lot. He had 2 misfires so far, but he's already rolled the artillery die, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, and he continues to roll it for the rest of the game with no misfires at all. So, yeah, he actually rolled below average for misfires. He did really well with misfires. So there's that. These guys form so that if I come through this gap, because he's just playing a game with me now, he's going to try to outrange me. If I come through this gap, he's going to try to get the flank charge there, and he moves the redirectors up. Okay, so for magic, he uses banishment on the bolt thrower, kills it, and I'm able to stop the second one. And for shooting, he kills the other bolt thrower. So already he's killing my threats. I kind of wish I still had him be a little bit longer, because for anybody who doesn't know how the steam tank works, he has to roll a artillery die at the beginning of every turn. So that's a d6 basically, and every time he gets a 6, which is the misfire, it misfires and then he has to roll in a chart. Well, every single turn he's making 4 steam points. That's what these markers are. If you take 3 wounds off the steam tank, he will misfire on an 8, a 10, and a misfire, which is a 50-50 misfire. And with him making 4 steam points every turn, it's going to be a pretty good chance that he's not going to be able to do too much 50% of the time. So that's why the bolt throwers are so useful. But he's killing them. He's doing a good job of getting rid of them. All right, so High Elves turn 2. All right, so I move my Demigraths up. I move my White Lions up so that the Demigraths can't get a flank charge. I charge over here, and he flees, which he gets the 500 for the card, and that's why he put him there. He made it pretty clear, but that was what I would do if there was no card. So there's that. And yeah, I moved the second unit of White Lions up just to stay out of the range of the steam tank, where you have to roll incredibly high. The steam tank on this left right here, but also so that I can get a counter charge if he, starts putting units into my White Lions, which I figure he will. I got to get into combat. All right, so these guys move up so that they're within range of the cannon in case they want to shoot through the woods and get him. And Eagle comes up into position so that he's going to charge the cannon within the next turn. I put the Eagle at 12.5 inches away, so it's basically an auto in, but I also don't want him to be able to grape shot me, because grape shot could do pretty well. And I figure if I roll 3 1s, I won't charge him. Otherwise, I got the charge. All right, so for magic, I rolled a 5 and a 2. He channels 1. I throw 2 at Earthblood. I want to get regen on my center unit. He stops it. So I had to think of what to do. I could go for Flesh to Stone. I don't know. I have more dice than him. Yeah. Actually, yeah, we both channeled, actually. But whatever the case, I throw all my dice at Dwellers again, and it just barely goes off, and this is what he rolls to stop it. A 6, 6, 6, and a 4. Yeah, like I said, no magic this game. And once again, it would have been huge if I get it, because his mages are only strength 3. So he has a few 3 mages in there, level 4 and 2 level 1s. 50% of them going to die, 50% of the units going to die, because yeah, they have halberds that makes them strength 4, but they're only strength 3. So that would have been great. But it is what it is. And we go into shooting. So yeah, Lithanar fails the wound, and then everybody else shoots, hopefully trying to do a wound or 2 to Steam Tank, and yeah, nothing. I mean, with a 1-up armor, those things are hard to wound, toughness 6. So Empire turn 3. So here comes the combat I needed. Everybody gets in, and the Steam Tank rolls basically 2 inches short. He rolled really high. Well, not really high. Okay, so he needed to roll really high, but he rolled above average. And there was a little bit of debate if I would be able to wheel past them after this, but when you look top down, I put my hand right on this side of the unit. I can freely wheel right past and get into the unit. So that's actually pretty good for me. This steam tank just moves forward, and these guys continue to run because 7 is not enough good leadership. So here's a picture of the combat that's about to go down. And yeah, so for magic, there really wasn't any magic. And the left eagle, yeah, the left eagle assaults there. I don't know why I had that comment. Okay, so I put 2 wounds on the. I basically attack every guy I can to try to kill the general. I figure with the big footprint, I'm gonna stick around regardless. He challenges me. Of course, he challenges because he doesn't want me to kill him. I don't accept, so I fall to the back, the BSB, because that's who he picks. And then I figure with the large footprint, if I put every attack into the general now, I kill the general in 1 turn. The next turn, I put every attack into the war altar, I kill that the next turn. And I'm cutting down some demigris, but yeah, he ends up saving incredibly. I don't know how many wounds I did to him. I think 6 saves he had to make 4-ups, and he only took 2 wounds. No, maybe it was 7. I know it was something that I was like, wow, that was a lot above average. So, well, what are you going to do? That's the way the dice are. So he ends up surviving. And yeah, so it looks like this. And High Elves turn 3. So yeah, I make that charge in that gap. Now, my movement trays are a little bit thicker than a 1/4 inch, so these guys are actually a little bit closer together. Besides they can basically touch at this point. So I have plenty of room here, and I charge the steam tank. The eagle charges the cannon. Oh, that's what he did last turn. He tried to shoot the cannon at the eagle, and he wasn't successful at killing it. So I charge the steam tank, which I know, because I run steam tanks, that this is a horrible idea, and these silver helms are basically dead. They're not going to do anything. But what I didn't want to happen was him to flank charge me with both steam tanks, 1 on each unit. I kind of want to preserve the middle unit, so I sacrifice the silver helms. If it works out according to plan, hopefully I can kill some dudes here, free up this unit here, and then go after his mage walker. Really, this combat is what's going to determine the game. I mean, he's going to get this steam tank into here, obviously. He's going to hold them up. They're only fighting half the knights. That's not a big deal. The center unit, that's the one that's going to determine the game. And if I can get any magic off. So, yeah, these guys move up like this. This guy's not actually dead. He just kind of fell over. And the whole reason why I moved them up like this, because I figured the steam tank could misfire, and then I could charge him and keep him in place, and he's going to take forever to kill these 15 wounds, just as much as, you know, his impact hits is what does the big deal. When you get a D6 plus a D3, a D3, and a D3. If I charge him, he's just doing 3D3 a turn. So 15 wounds, it'll take him a little while, and it doesn't count towards combat res. But if he does get the charge, I can get a rear on him, and if I get the rear on him, then that's +1 to combat res, because he'll have my flank, but I'll also have his rear. So there's my thinking there. And yeah, so I lost 4 white lions on the left. I'm losing some on the right. I'm doing good though. I'm killing the demigris. I'm starting to kill everything else. I think I killed his general this turn, and the eagle kills the cannon. So Empire turn 4. So yeah, on the left, he charges his engineer at my eagle. I could probably kill that thing. They're kind of sissy, but I flee. And I add the D3, and I get my 500 victory points, so that's great. And then he charges the halberdiers into this unit here, and if you noticed earlier, he moved all his mages out, so preemptive. He knew that this is what his game plan was. I kind of knew it too. Wasn't too worried about it. I was only going to do a couple extra strength 4 hits. Okay, so the steam tank makes it in here, and for magic, he was able to bubble the weapon skill 10, initiative 10. So yeah, that sucks. Now I'm hitting him on 5s. And he's going first. So he kills a couple guys through grinding, which happens in the movement phase. And then after combat, it looks like this. Beating me down. These guys actually worked their way out of combat. And I'm still failing to kill the guys that I need to kill here. Like the War Altar and the BSB. I've been working on this BSB, and he's just making his saves. Which is obviously going to happen in a 4-up, because he has the Dawnstone. So, looks like that. And he also had an extra steam point for the strength 2 breath weapon that actually kills another silver helm, because I can't make all them 2-up saves. Okay, so for Empire turn 4, Yeah, I charged the steam tank in the rear like I thought. I wasn't able to get any magic. My saving grace just doesn't come through. And he beats me in combat and runs me down. I do kill the BSB, though. And, yeah. So out of that combat, the things I had to do was 2 more demigryphs, 3 more knights, and a couple more wounds on the war altar, and that would have completely swayed my way. Another thing to think about is the heart cannon was here, giving him +1 to hit the whole time, so that really helped. And then when he's becoming initiative 10, weapon skill 10, it really hurts because my guys are glass cannons. They need to swing first. So, yep, that's what it looks like there. That's the end of the turn. And Empire turn 5, so it looks like this. Yeah, he's starting to grind me away here. He's going to charge these guys into the Silver Helms, basically the end of them. Not much more transpires here. It's basically the end of the game. So at the end of the game, I got about 1,500 points, give or take, plus the objective. Yeah, it's maybe 1,500 total. Double steam tank, I think, is a real risk, but it really paid off for him. I mean, he took 8th overall. I've had games where the steam tank did nothing. Now, I couldn't imagine if you had a game where 500 points, 2 steam tanks just sat there and did nothing. What steam tanks are good at, though, is stopping you from having to fight things you don't want to fight, like executioners and things like that. It'll give you a few turns. So it's a risk, but it paid off. I mapped it out before. If White Lions, for instance, to take out the steam tank, you need 60 attacks to reliably kill it if odds are exactly perfect. 60 attacks, and you're not even going to get that many because it's only as wide as a chariot. So executioners, White Lions, anything like that, the steam tank's great. So I'm still on the fence about that. But yeah, so now I'm falling some spots. I think the next game I'm at table 22. I don't know. First 3 games were great. The last 2 games I started to fall, and I'm getting tired of Warhammer at this point too. I'm like taking pictures and I'm just I'm like, man, and not because I'm losing or anything, just because I feel like 5 games of Warhammer in 2 days is kind of a lot. Well, actually, it would be 6 games in 3 days. So for me, that's pretty much a lot. But on a good note is I'm going to a tournament Saturday, which is 2,800 points. It's at Titan Games. Here's their address here. It's right above Baltimore. It has a very soft comp. I think Ariella, maybe Teclis, Epidemius, and Fate Wheeler maybe are banned. I don't know. A couple banned characters. That's about it. No paint score at all. So if anybody has anything they just want to try and throw on the table, you can come down to Titan. I'm going to put a link here. I think I'm going to use my Empire. I think because I'm playing them in the league, the 1,500 point league, and I'm kind of like playing them. I kind of got tired of my Hiles for right now. There's another GT qualifier coming up July 19th for the Sylvania. I already have a ticket because I won the last one first. But I think I'm going to take my Hiles to that one, so I'll take my Empire to this month's tournament. I feel like that should be a good spot. So, yeah, I mean, or just email me. Maybe we can meet up and get a game in before or after the tournament or some other day. Yeah, I'm always free for that. That's great. I'll put up a battle report for it. So, thanks, guys, for watching. As usual, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to, share. That'd be great. Comment. I'll surely get back to you. And, of course, like. See you on the next one.